is ripping.
My tummy hurts.
Pretty good, red bad.
Hey, good evening, guys. It's Brett with Off the Chart Trading. It is Monday, November 29th. Market closed about 2 hours ago. Want to talk to you to give you a little recap what we saw today. After a big sell-off on Friday, I wasn't in Friday. I missed that sell-off, missed some nice short trades on Friday, but everybody was concerned about the new COVID stuff going on and lockdowns and this and that and the other, and the world's falling apart, right? But had a really nice recovery today. Even made it over Friday's high. Go back here, Friday's open. We closed way over Friday's open SPY 463.80 about. We had a high of 464.60 today, so nice move overall in the indices. SPY, NASDAQ, IWM. We did sell off a little bit towards the end of the day. Had a nice roll over here, but out of the gate we were looking at the ticks. Ticks were up here about I saw 1700. That's showing 1600 right now, but I saw about 1700 plus ticks in the morning as soon as we opened. I was worried about a gap and crap here, so I figured we'd gap up and sell off. We did have, we did come up here. We did gap up pretty big on the SPY, okay? But when we opened, we pulled up real quick and we immediately pulled back. I was hoping for a little bit bigger of a pullback, having that big, $3 move, $4 move up. I was hoping for a little bit more of a pullback, but overall everything worked nice. We had a nice turnover, so everything started to turn up. Profile got really thin around 10:30, and then we started seeing some buying coming in. Everything turned over. We had a 246 crossover here, like 462.60. Everything had a really nice move up. Here's a SPY. I'll show you NASDAQ had a really nice move too. NASDAQ was a little bit stronger. Profile was really thin down here. Had a really nice build out in this area of value. Point of control here being like 396.62. We came over to VWAP, and once we got over VWAP in the 8 and the 21, we were off to the races. Did consolidate after about 12:30, 1 o'clock. Had a nice little pop at the end of the day, and then rolled over for the last 20 minutes or so. But overall, real strong day on the NASDAQ too. Big movers. I was worried about Moderna. Moderna did have a little pullback. Had a huge day on Friday, right? Had a gap up, a really nice move on Friday, and then had another big gap today. Right out of the gate, this thing was already up. I think it was up 35, 40 bucks or something, and or $45, and then it pulled back like crazy. Went from 377 all the way down here to 352, 351 area, and then finally caught some footing here about 10:15. Came back up. It was a pretty nice play on the bounce. If you caught it on the bounce, if you're out of the gate, you much got hosed here. But along with BNTX, same thing. BNTX had a big day on Friday. Had pretty much the same pattern. Really big, a nice big gap up. Really nice run. Another gap up this morning, and then the same thing. It went up here to 375-ish, and as soon as the market opened, it just tanked all the way down to 347. So almost, $26, $27 move there, and then a really nice bounce. Consolidated for a few hours, had another sell-off, and bounced again. I did not trade this one. Moderna was a better trade. NVAX had some bad news. I heard them talking on Benzinga about some bad news with NVAX. I didn't even hear exactly what they said, but everybody was panic selling this thing. Friday had a gap up, had a really nice run, consolidated towards the end of the day, had a big gap this morning. As soon as the market opened, it just dumped. It opened at 230, ran all the way down here to about 213. So about a $16, $17 move down. Consolidated, and then some bad news came out. Thing just raged from 215 all the way down to 190. It had a pretty violent bounce, but real nice sell-off in the beginning with the bad news. Closed down here, down $18. Google had a nice day. Google was up nice, finished up 67.37 here. Again, same thing Friday, nice big sell-off, nice gap up. Everything was looking really good out of the gate. Had a big pullback. 10:30 started taking off again. This one about 11 o'clock had the bigger move, bigger bounce. Google, Amazon was nice. Amazon, I think at one point I saw was up $78. Had a really nice day. And that one, it didn't really pull back too much out of the gate. Stayed over VWAP. And the 8 to 21 had a real nice move up. So really good call on that. And then Shop and Spot didn't do anything. We usually trade those. Boeing was okay. Facebook was okay. Apple had a decent day. Apple out of the gate, it ripped up. Had a nice pullback again, about 10:30, 10:40, 10:50 here. Everything just had a really nice bounce and rolled up. It rolled up with the indices, with the SPY and the NASDAQ here. Again, I'm a profile trader. Really thin profile here. Nothing on the profile down 158, 157, or 158.75, 159. As soon as we get that area with no profile being traded there, the profile starts getting back built out right in here, and it just takes off. So really nice move. You guys know I'm a volume profile trader. Zscaler had a nice day, up 22. Zscaler ripped out of the gate. I kept seeing it on the scanners, but it pretty much fizzled out and never hit that high day again after like 950, 955 here. It pulled back and never made that new high again. AMD had a really nice day. So had a bunch of new people in here. I kept telling them with the SMHs, this thing, same thing, same pattern. 10:30 had a really nice move here. No profile build out here, so he'd get a nice reversal on the volume profile, come through the zero, come through the zero on momentum. We get a nice build out through the VWAP 821 cross, and then if you look over here, it started about 10:30 again over here on the Heikinashi. It never closed below the 17, maybe here for a split second, but real strong over the 17. Never came back under it. So really nice big build out here. Nice slow grind. Finished up 840 on the day. It's a big move for AMD. Again, SPY, NASDAQ, SMH is what I wanted to talk about. SMH was really strong. The SMHs finished up 1260. Nice day for SMHs. 303 was the low, 312 the high. Really nice range there. We did have a gap up. I was worried about this crapping out. It didn't crap out too bad. And we had a nice bounce again. Profile was real thin. Really nice move. We had 246 cross here about 304 and a quarter, and then it was off to the races. So trading that style that I trade and that I teach in class every day or in my webinars, how I trade my style, over to 17 and over volume profile, over VPOC. It seemed to work really well today. So, everyone that got crossed up here, every one of them worked. So, what else are we looking at? We're looking at Lucid. Lucid had a nice day too, nice recovery. It did have a nice pullback at the open until about 9:45. Then we saw a real nice rip in here. We did pull back and test about the open area, and once it came through volume profile, you see this little flag here. And once it came through here about 52 and a quarter, it was off to the races as well. So I trade these setups all the time. 246 cross. You never closed under the 17. Again, 17 moving average over here. And this is the 8 and 21 cross here, which I like to trade off the VWAP. When they cross the 8 and the 21 cross over to VWAP, that's a really nice setup. So profile, no trading below the profile here. So easy setup on that one. GameStop had a nice little high I saw earlier, nice rip out of the gate, and then it sold off. It didn't get any footing until about 11:30, 12 o'clock. There was a bunch of other ones. We're looking at Riot, seeing if Riot had a nice recovery along with Coin and Mara. Mara usually follows Riot, or Riot follows Mara. Upstart had a little bit of a recovery. Had a nice sell-off to about 11. Had a nice bounce. Almost made back to high day. Coin finished up 17 and a quarter here. Coin had a nice little rip here, and it did come back. It didn't hit low a day here, and it had a nice continuation. Never touched the 17. This is my favorite moving average on the Heikin Ashi is a 17 moving average. So I use that really faithfully every day. So what else? I was looking at AFRM and net. Net was down 8 at the end of the day here. Had a nice little dump. Had about a $12 dump. And then it did recover a little bit. AFRM, another one, same thing. Nice big dump. It never recovered all the way. But there was a lot of really great plays today. I was watching the SMHs. I kept telling everybody SOXL, SOXL, right? Up $7. That's the semiconductor bull. So watching the sector rotation, everything seemed to be going into tech. The SMHs. SOXX is the bear, SOXX. And the XX is the semiconductor fund. Finished up $20. A huge day for semiconductors. Up $20. Really nice move for semiconductors. So there was some negative stuff. Home builders were up 6 cents, pretty much flat. Materials were 40 cents, flat. Communications 66. Energy was up 32. Energy did have a little rally. Energy did try and rally back, but they rolled right over to the low of day almost. So energy got beat up a little bit there. Financials, they had the same pattern. They kind of tried to come back, then they just consolidated, sold off end of the day. They were up. They did have a gap up. I was telling everybody watch banks, see if we do anything with the banks, and they just rolled over out of the gate. Goldman finished down a couple dollars. Capital One, Visa, MasterCard, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo finished up actually, but MasterCard didn't finish flat on the day. Fannie Mae, Bank of America, Western Union, I put all those together, even though they aren't all financials. Biotechs, again, the BNTX. United Healthcare had a really good day. The IBB was nice and strong. Really nice day on United Healthcare. Hit all-time highs several times today. Regeneron finished up 1165. Nice little bounce on Regeneron. ISRG, Intuitive Surgical, Amgen. Had Johnson & Johnson finished up. NNOX, LabD. That's the biotech bear. Actually finished up, but we did have mix. We had about 20 that were down. DXCM, biggest loser, $21 down. Biogen down 650. Eli Lilly, Merck, Teladoc, Bristol Myers, Jazz, Labdo, Pfizer, all negative. AstraZeneca, Sage, PCRX, Bausch Health, a few others. And then retail had a good day. I was looking at retail. Retail though, the XRT itself down 56. That had a really big sell-off, fast sell-off out of the gate here. But we had Burlington up 950, Lulu up 840, DDS, Dillard's, Target, Ralph Lauren, Five Below, Ulta, Nike, Ross, TJ Maxx, Under Armour, Nordstrom's, Aeropostale, Williams-Sonoma. All that stuff finished green. Then, it was mixed. So Etsy finished down 930. Dick's Sporting Goods down, Place, Children's Place, Constellation Brands, Dollar Tree, Walmart, all negative. Macy's negative. Fossil negative. So Tilly's negative. So pretty mixed on retail, but retail did finish down. XOP, gas and oil exploration, up $1.23. And XLY, XLK, up nice. XLY up 317, consumer discretionary. And XLK, which we'll watch a lot, 415. Had a nice little rally after that 1030 turnaround. Finished almost up on its highs a day. So, nice area. Some nice trades, like I said, with Google, Amazon, Tesla, Zscaler, NVIDIA, Salesforce, CRM, Qs, Xilinx, AMD, Amazon. Anyway, and then after hours here, if you guys are trading after hours, you really should follow these scanners. This is a high-low ticker here, CPIX. Really nice move from 2.25. Had a high after hours of about 558 here. Really nice move on this thing. If you guys are trading after hours, I highly suggest you run a scanner or a high-low ticker to see what's moving. If you can catch this thing around 250, 260, you're golden. Probably for a nice gap up tomorrow. This thing had real nice volume. All that you could see today was no volume at all on this, and then after hours was 18 million shares. So lot of trading after hours on this thing. I would expect or hope for a gap up. I would sell the gap up in the morning if I held overnight, and not risk losing the, having another gap and crap here like some of the stocks did today. Another one moving after hours. I think Nvidia was moving here. Nvidia had a nice little move, nice little bump up here. Nice one at about 4:15 here, and then another one about 6:30, 7 o'clock. What else was moving? Something else was moving after hours. AMD had about the same move. Nice little move here. XLU. Oh, PPSI. PPSI had a really nice move. So if you're running scanners, this one I told everybody it's like $8. This thing I caught at 8.15. So this thing had a first run up here all the way to 990, 988. I said watch a $10 break. It failed it here. It did break it here, 10 1/4, failed again, came back, and it ripped. It ripped all the way to 1178. So really nice move. If anybody's holding that, swinging that overnight, if you caught it at $6, $7, $8 area, you're probably not going to get hurt at all on that one. SMH had the same little bump up here. Not much volume here, as you can see, but they did have another bump up. But I highly suggest you guys run scanners for pre-market and after hours. SLI, let's see what that did. Not too much. Not much volume at all. I don't like when they have hardly any volume after hours. There's no volume here at all. These are like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 shares. So I don't like when there's no volume. I like when they have a lot of volume. Like that CPIX, 18 million after hours. That's a lot of volume. So Xilinx, these are all after hours highs. NVGS, let's look at that one. It's not only 14 alerts on that one, so I can tell by looking at that. You can see NVGS only 14 alerts here. They got the count right here, only 14 alerts. So really, this thing didn't hit a bunch of new highs. Going back looking, CPIX look 140, 150, 160 alerts, 165, 169. So when you see them like this, they're ripping up and down. They're having nice continuation and more highs after more highs after more highs. XLK after hours hit a new high here. It did pull back, but new high, new high, new high. BLDE, again, these are really lightly traded. I don't trade these if there's no volume because it's really hard to get out of them. If there's no volume like this, I do not trade after hours. BLDE, 7 alerts. Okay, you go here, here, here. It's only 3 trades there. It was flat here. You had about maybe 10, 12,000 here, and then you had about 2,000 here, 2,500 maybe. But I don't trade these when they're really thin. I personally would not trade them. Tiger, TIGR, we know that's an old runner. Had a little bit more volume, but a little more movement. Every candle is a movement with volume here, but you're looking at 2, 3, 4, 5,000 every hit here, 5,000, 6,000. So this is a little better, but not like that one that we looked at. AERC was halted. AERC, that was a really nice move. 81 on up to like 117. That had a really nice move. It halted right here, and then it opened up right at 4 o'clock and opened at like 111.65 or 70 here. It ripped all the way to 117, pulled back. It did come back after hours a little bit. Again, not much volume. Decent volume coming in here. It looks like a lot of volume looking at the big candles there, but they're only 7, 8, 10,000 shares. But obviously it is an $81 stock, so maybe not that many people trading it. The MTTR, same thing. MTTR had a really nice trade today. MTTR, I told everybody long here and then long here. 29.67 was my second entry long. So MTTR, really nice move on up to the 33.50 area. Had a high of 33.48 actually. So this was my long here. When I went over it in the chat room, 246 cross here, over to 17. Never even touched the 17 again. So you didn't even come back here and close near the 17. So really nice strong move, strong finish. Those are the ones I like. PTPI. A lot of people were trading that. Had a nice gap, had a little run, had a nice pop out of the gate, pulled back to VWAP, consolidated a little bit. We formed a VPOC here, and once it broke that, it was off to the races. $4 on up to 5 1/4. Nice little trade. A lot of people like those smaller ones. ISPC was a really nice one. ISPC, that ISPC $16 mark there. Like I said, on those highs, the way I was telling everybody through the highs, you want to test these old highs. So we had a high here, we pulled back. As soon as you break this high, you're off to the races. 16 and a quarter area. This thing ran all the way up to $28 here, $28.97 on that big run. So you get about a 20-minute run here. You had a few halts. I think you had 3 halts here, but really nice trade on that ISPC. NRPX, I was worried about that one too. Same thing, had a big gap. It moved up, it opened, it pulled up, and then it just ripped right back down. So this thing just fizzled all day. This is what I'm afraid of on this one here. Is I'm afraid of people holding this CPIX of doing the same thing. So you get a really nice move after hours. So tomorrow you get a gap up, runs right out of the gate for a second, and then craps all day and comes all the way back down to $4.80, $4 or even lower. So that's the kind of stuff I worry about. Or they come out with an offering or something. So just be careful if you're NRXP. Just be careful with that one. Because this thing could gap down again tomorrow. And it did start down here around 4, went all the way to 11 this morning. So you get 2 days out of them, and they're usually done. We had several had some really big offerings today that just really got beat up. So, but anyway, yeah. Here's the NASDAQ chart. Here was the NASDAQ chart I was looking at. Here was the break this morning. This was pre-market. If you're trading futures, your 246 cross was here. You're looking at like 16,202. So your cross was here. First big candle at no wicks was 16,199 exactly. 246 cross here. No wicks, no wicks, no wicks. Really nice moved up. You could have stayed long. This did pull back here. It did pull back here. If you're trailing those wicks or you're trailing the bottoms of the candles, you would have got stopped out here or here, possibly here, definitely here and here. So if you're trailing these, you had an opportunity here, and then you would have been out here. You would have gotten beat up pretty good. But we never closed over the 17 moving average. You see how my momentum comes up here as soon as we come through the zero. We come through the zero with the 246 cross momentum through the zero. We never even came back down till after hours, really, almost right here. So this was a really nice move. If you were patient, took this trade, took another trade here, or you just took one and waited for this proper setup, it's a really nice wedge we formed here. Real nice wedge here and another breakout. 246, really nice wide spread on the 246. High Kanashi setup. Again, this is a High Kanashi views display. High Kanashi. This is my go-to chart. High Kanashi. So really nice 246 cross here. You get a real nice wide spread, and you get a huge rally here. So again, you're going from, I think it was 270 at 16,270. You're running all the way up here to 16,480, 418. So really nice move here, and then the trades can be done here. Once we start turning red and go sideways, you don't need to be in this chop. You did get a little bump here, but nothing huge. You're looking at 413, 420, 419. I would be out anywhere up in here. We get an inside bar here. I would look to maybe be getting out when this 2 minute and 4 minute starting to go flat. Definitely want a red candle. So if you're scaling this, you would have scaled out up into this strength, and you would have used the bottom of each candle. This is a 10-minute chart. So the bottom of each candle is your stop. So you would have been stopped out right here. So you might have been stopped on that wick, but definitely red. Anytime you turn red on a 10-minute, you can catch. You got a huge move here. Anytime you turn red on a 10-minute and you see the momentum rolling over here, you're out for a day trade. Now this is not for swing trading. This is for day trading. This strategy. So if you want to learn that, feel free to follow us on Off the Chart Trading on Facebook, and offtecharttrading.com is our website if you want to come in and join a chat. We are still running a special for $25 for the month for a trial. So feel free to come offtecharttrading.com, look us up, reach out to myself or Nick or Ed. They are in the group, in the Facebook group. You can get a hold of any of us pretty much at any time of day. I'm usually up pretty late, and they're up early, so we're always around. We love helping people, The other thing, going back, looking at these tests, the other style I trade is a start leg program. So, you know, start leg, when you start, you're looking at consolidation areas, and I'm looking at volume profile always. You guys keep asking me about that profile. It's real easy to learn, real easy to follow. This pretty much just consolidation. But your old start leg, when you're watching this start leg and where you peak out here, 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 you're testing these areas. And then if you're looking back from here to here, this is where you peak out, you consolidate, you break out, you come back and test this area here. And this profile held this thing up. So you don't have to go long until, if you're waiting for a patient trade, all the way back here from previous tests, you don't have to go long until you get broken out of that high right there. Again, that one there is 16,259. So there's several ways to trade this setup. So if you want to learn it, like I said, just come out and reach out. Now, this isn't rocket science either. Look at here. We tested, failed, tested, failed, tested, failed, tested, failed, tested, failed, tested, failed. So look at that line I have drawn there. All the way back here. Test, 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 fail, fail, fail. You could, if you wanted to be really conservative, you could wait until this break right here. You could have went long right here. If you want to front run it, you front run it over the 17, and you front run it over the volume profile. Here's your profile here. You never closed. Once this broke point of control here, this never broke below the 17 moving average. This is a really big move here. Really big move from 16,208, 209 area. I told everybody in the chat room. 16,208, 209. Really nice move. Second conservative, a little less conservative, or more conservative would have been here. More conservative would have been here. And this is going back all the way to this test here. In these tests here. So you could have went long here, here, or here. Had a really nice setup. Easy trade today on that. So I didn't do much on the penny side. I was watching filings for everybody. I really didn't see a lot. So a bunch of stuff. This is 7 p.m. Grapefruit, 4 and 4. These are all 4 and 4s are all insider buying. I didn't read any of these 8Ks, 10Ks, 10Qs, nothing. There's another 4 and 4, 4 and 3. I didn't read a lot of this stuff today. I was just doing so many other things, and the market was really moving. So pennies weren't really moving much. INND is up 29% at the end of the day. GTLL up 29% as well. Few others moved, but super light volume. We were talking about in the chat room. Super light volume on pennies today, so I really wasn't concerned with them. I did finish up 1,500 on ICNM on 5 million shares. I am holding that for a custodianship play, and I am still on TGGI. Ended up 61,000 still on this one. Overall up 2,190 for the day on that, on a 3% move. So that's still holding 3.8 million shares. Anyway, if you guys got any questions, reach out. Again, offthecharttrading.com for that $25 trial for the month. And that ends Friday, this Friday. Or hit us up on Facebook, Off the Chart Trading Facebook group. All right, guys, have a good one. Peace.